www.mrsrowe.org, O-R-G, where you can buy my book, Fiercely Me, and also my published The World in Our Words collaboration poetry book, which is a wonderful book and everyone deserves to read that. But I also have services on there as well. So I also help people within their businesses. I also do some personal coaching on how to gain employment, how to upskill. And I also have some kind of more larger scale opportunities within businesses to evaluate purchasing and a bit more strategy work within contracts and things like that. But I am really excited to announce, because this is where I wanted to go, I have just booked in my first speaker's appointment, which is later on in the year in November. So I'm officially walking into where I wanted to go, which is to get speaking gigs, and I am absolutely over the moon. And so I'm doing a workshop there, which is really exciting, and it's called Seven Sisters, which is a festival in Australia, and it's all women, which I'm just absolutely overwhelmingly excited about, bringing so much love and connection and knowledge and sharing knowledge with people there. So that's just a little bit of who I am.
So first and foremost, how does it feel to be a part of that journey with your speakers?
Yeah, to be honest, everybody goes through self-doubt, right? And to be like right now, there's been a fair bit of self-doubt. But I also realize that within myself, you're allowed to have self-doubt. You're allowed to have days which aren't great. And like there's this kind of pressure externally that we have to be fabulous and amazing every day. And it's only when we sit in the true discomfort of our internal dialogue do we actually be able to have hard conversations with ourselves, be able to actually be real, and then evaluate and go forward. Because like last night, I was crying on my sofa going, oh my God, my life. And I was just like, but what are you going to do? And I was going to myself, what are you going to do? You're going to sit here and have a pity party, or what are you going to do something? Because you've got two options, and sitting here having a pity party, yes, although I allow myself to have pity parties, I can't, staying in them isn't going to help me long term. And then I wake up today and I'm like, but you have so many fabulous things going on. So how is the journey of being a speaker? It's been a hard one, but it's also been a very rewarding one, because when you have those moments where you're like, oh my God, I've done what I set out to do. I put the goal on the wall. I looked at the goal. I worked towards the goal. And even when I had really bad days, even when I had self-doubting days, I was able to move through them and still be able to succeed. And it's like, now that is what I call like a true journey. Like, it's just like, it's so much sweeter. It's just like when the odds are stacked against you, when you don't think you're going to get there, and then you do, man, it is like a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I've been on cloud nine, and I'm doing it with my close confidant, Tarika Strudwick, and we have just been fist pumping the air, because we're just like, this is going to be the moment that we project out into the universe in a really large way. And we just can't wait. So
yeah, I look at like self-doubt has killed so many people's dreams, right? And you have people that they're hesitant to do what they want because they feel like people are judging them, and then people are paying attention to them. And I used to tell someone, it's like going to the gym. No one is paying attention to you. They don't even see who you are, right? But self-doubt is something that a lot of people like struggle to overcome. So how were you able to overcome it and still push through in a confident way?
Yeah, and it's a great question, because I think there's a balance. Like I'm certainly not someone that says push away all of the emotion, don't acknowledge it. Like I am so against that. I'm like, I'm a real human. I understand that the process of self-doubt, you and like not having belief in yourself or having a pity party, you need to experience that. You cannot push it away, because if you push it away, it means that it will come back in a different way. And it will be like really, really terrible, like in the sense of, like it'll manifest in a different way in your life. And then you'll be forced to deal with it in an unpleasant way, rather than actually taking it head on. Now, what is self-doubt? Like, and that's like a genuine question. What is self-doubt? Self-doubt is that voice inside your head where it is telling you that you are not capable of achieving something, that you are never going to do it. It is like this terrible like record of just all the things that could possibly go wrong just swirling around. And you've got your other side of your brain, which is like the logical side, which is like, well, that isn't actually true. It hasn't actually happened. You are creating a story in your head. And you can either participate in the story or you can just allow it to exist and then go, okay, thank you for your, voicing how you feel, but I actually have this and I'm going to now go forward. Now it's very hard to get to that place, and a lot of people can't transfer from that kind of cycle of that goes on in your brain of just complete spiraling of self-doubt and having low self-esteem to then transition out to go, it's okay to have these thoughts, but we're going to now focus over here. Because, generally speaking, all of those things come up out of fear. And fear is something that we have inside of ourselves because it used to keep us alive, right? So when we were hunter-gatherers, fear existed to go ding, 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 ding. There's something over there. Maybe I should not go over there, or maybe I should maybe remove myself, or maybe, that fear existed so that we could survive. But we're now at a point where we are so advanced and we've got such consciousness that fear exists, which has no relevance to our life. And so it's really about understanding what fear is in the modern world. And that means that, yes, sometimes there's fear, especially as a woman, like when you go to open the door or it's going to dusk and you're going to go for a walk, there are genuine elements of fear, and for men as well, where you decide, well, should I do this? But then there's also the fear of the constraints of what we can achieve personally and individually. And so for me, right, the fear of going, I'm not going to succeed. I'm going to stay here forever. I'm never going to get past this. I'm going to, you know what? It's just this full drama. Like, I'm going to end up on the street and I'm going to be homeless. Like, it's so dramatistic. And I'm just like, no, you're not. Like, rein it in, girlfriend. And I have these internal conversations with myself, but I do allow them to come out and then I go, okay, have you free reign? This is it. This is your time. And then I just go, okay, let's be realistic. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And yes, you have fear because of the unknown, because this is something new for you. And what does that mean? That means that you're going to have to push yourself into situations where you haven't necessarily gone before. You are, and when you have to learn something new as a human being, and it really doesn't matter how old you are, you generally have fear and you have a bit of anxiety because you're like, what if I'm not good enough? It doesn't actually matter at the end of the day. You just have to give it a go. And that's really where I'm at. It's just like, I'm going to give everything a go because why not? Like I've tried so many things in my life. I've gone for things way above what I should have. And it's turned out really well. And it's like, and if it doesn't turn out that great, I definitely learn something from it. And that's when I really learn and I solidify my learning and my teachings. And so I don't see anything as wrong. I just see things as like, how much can I learn? And sometimes I get excited about my failures. Well, not my failures, but where I learn the most, because it's just like, oh my God, it gave me just such clarity on what I was doing, where I could learn more, where I could develop more, and where I can go. And so, yeah, so like, and I kind of get frustrated with people that are like, oh my God, my life is amazing all the time, or coaches that are like, oh, well, you just need to do this. And it's just like, you're not being real. Yeah. Like, people go through things, even when you are a coach, or even when you've got your poop don't stink. And it's like, and it's understanding how to move through that and what techniques you use as well.
Yeah, I look at, like, if I were to take that approach and apply it to my dating, I had a fear of not becoming who I wanted to be because I just didn't know how to do it when I was in my 20s. And I was trying to figure it out. But one thing that I struggled with was accepting the fact that, what if this person or this type of person isn't for me? So I had to change and kind of fix that. And one thing that I did was I said, okay, this is the type of person you want. This is where you want to be. What are you doing that isn't getting you there? Right? Because it's always easy to say that, you know what? My relationships don't work because Steph and every other woman, are crazy. You guys are horrible. Versus putting that mirror to myself and saying that, you know what, I've contributed to it. I contribute to that. Then when you apply the fear aspect to your lives, I wonder how many people miss out on opportunities because there's a fear there and they don't ever address it. Right?
Oh, there's so many. And it like, and for me, because like my one of my beautiful elements of my personality is I see the best in everybody, and I see who a human being can be, right? So I see the potential before they will ever see it. Now, there is something amazing about that, because you are able to see the possibilities of everybody, even to a large scale of masses. Imagine the possibility if we all unified and we came together and we let go of self-doubt and, not having self-esteem and not having self-love and letting go of fear. We came together and we were present. We were able to contribute on a mass scale. And whatever it was, right? Whatever thing that they loved, they were able to just let go of the fear and walk into their destiny. Imagine what this world would be. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, right? But I see it in my personal life, because I see the potential in every human being that I see, regardless. Like, I still see the potential in my father, who is addicted to drugs. Like, I know that if he chose to not be addicted and he chose to have self-belief and let go of fear, he would be amazing. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, I know that there is potential in every human being, and I cannot ever let go of that. And so my husband is a prime example. He is an incredible videographer. And if you go to my website, there's the videos that he's created on there for Fiercely Me and for The World in Our Words. He did them, right? One of the videos for The World in Our Words is like all of the poets from all over the world speaking. And some of it isn't in English, because I wanted to celebrate different dialects and different voices. And I just wanted to, for people to experience that. And so he put together this video with this music, with everybody's like kind of couple of sentences that they recorded. And it's phenomenal. He's done 2 for my Fiercely Me. Now, like, this man is really good. And you go have a look at the videos and you'll be like, oh shit, this is actually really good. You like, everyone that watches it is emotion. Like, he evokes emotion out of the human being. It's very hard for someone to consistently be a videographer and evoke that deep seated emotion through the videos. Like, it's actually quite a huge thing. Like, not everybody has the ability to see how to put things together. Now, he can go and do that for a living. He could be amazing at it. And I am obviously the biggest supporter of him doing that. But he lives in a fear, which I cannot get him out of. He does not think he's good enough. And I have to accept that he will get out of that fear-based existence eventually, and he will take his life and he will take it with 2 hands and he will run with it. Because once he decides and he sees his value in himself, there's nothing that's going to stop him in his like videographer career. Like, and he wants to do movies and all of that, which I am like, I'm sitting here going like, go for it, man. Like, just go for it. Let me enable you to do what you love. Do you know what I mean? So I know firsthand how hard it is for a human being to get out of that fear-based place. And I've got other friends who, are amazing musicians, have incredible songs, cannot get out of their fear to go and record their own music, to put it out there in the world, because they're petrified. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like the biggest supporter of everybody. So it's like, it's really about the person and about how much you want something, like, it's just like, and I have to also accept that sometimes people want to stay exactly where they are. And that's really hard for me to accept, because I don't want them to. I want